and I'm live on YouTube, okay? So this is gonna be a really informative, really important live show. So be sure to share this live, okay? And as you guys are coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we're gonna talk about, Venus Williams, okay, her 30-year battle with fibroids. And I'm live on, just to let you guys know, on TikTok and on Facebook. TikTok and YouTube, okay? So welcome. Hope everybody's doing amazing, okay? We're going to talk about what doctors also still miss when it comes to fibroids. I'm going to be also answering questions. This is a very important live because there was an article, somebody sent me information, and also I've been seeing it on my timeline, discussing Venus Williams, her 30-year battle with fibroids, okay? And the reason why I had to discuss this, because she was very candid, she was very open with her journey, is because her story has been so many women's story, and there's so many instances in her story, so many things in her story that women can learn from, okay? So women that have fibroids, women with other reproductive health issues, she was also diagnosed with adenomyosis, women can learn from, okay? And you're gonna see how doctors do fail women when it comes to fibroids. And we think it's just Black women, but that's not, as somebody that's been doing this for a long time and been working with women of all races, backgrounds, it's not just Black women that they're failing. Probably failing Black women the most, but they're failing women in general. It's a worldwide issue, fibroids, and we're gonna talk about it today, okay? So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're dealing with fibroids, you need to be here. If somebody you love is dealing with fibroids, you need to be here, okay? Welcome, hi, YouTube. All right, ladies, and put a 1 in the chat if you're dealing with fibroids. Or let me say this, put in the chat what reproductive health issue that you're dealing with, okay, if you don't mind. If you're watching, I got YouTube right here, I got TikTok right here, put in the chat what reproductive health issue that you're dealing with. Because whether you're dealing with fibroids, cysts, adenomyosis, fibroids, okay, thank you. What reproductive health issue are you dealing with? You're going to learn a lot, no matter what issue, reproductive health, womb issue that you're dealing with, you're gonna learn a lot on this live, okay? You're gonna learn a lot. As you're coming in, definitely tap the like button. If you're watching from YouTube, tap the thumbs up button. If you're watching from fibroids, okay. If you're watching from TikTok, we need more women to see this live, okay? If you are watching from YouTube, share this live with somebody you know that has fibroids. I know everybody watching on TikTok, on YouTube, has at least 5 women that they know that has fibroids, okay? Friends, social workers, 5 women in their phone. I'm telling you, this will save a life. I'm telling you this right now. It will save women from a lot of heartache and also save women from making drastic decisions that they don't have to make, such as surgeries, such as hysterectomies such as, and it also stop women from suffering, understanding that there's another alternative, right? They can naturally heal their body. So please, and also too, we're gonna get into it today. This is gonna be probably one of my longer lives, right? So, have a seat, get some nice herbal tea, some water, and let's talk about it, okay? And I'm going to be answering questions as well. But share this with at least 5 women you know. This is going to save somebody from a lot of suffering and pain. Because it took, Venus Williams suffered with fibroids for 30 years. She struggled with fibroids for 30 years. I need y'all to listen and hear me, right? Can we get the likes up on TikTok, okay? Let's get the likes up. Tap on this. We only got 2 likes. What's going on? This is information that you're not going to hear from your doctor. You're not going to see on Google, right? If you have fibroids, please tap on the screen, right? Tap, tap, tap. It's free. Okay. So if this can happen to a world-class athlete, it can happen to you too, where doctors failed her significantly. If this can happen to her, where she has access to the best doctors. Venus Williams, in case you guys don't know, is an elite tennis player, right? For decades, just one of the greats. Her and her sister, Serena, okay? She's dealt with fibroids for 30 years. We're gonna talk about it, we're gonna break it down. I went through the article with a fine-tooth comb, and we're gonna break it down today. And I'm gonna answer questions and tell you what needs to be done when you have fibroids. Hi, YouTube. YouTube, click the thumbs up button. If you're watching from TikTok, tap on the screen. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's free, you guys. It's free. But if this can happen to a world-class athlete where she was struggling with fibroids for 30 years. What can happen with you, right? Thank you for sharing the video, Vernell. Thank you so much. Yes, share this with somebody you know. Thank you, Ashley, for liking the live. Y'all, I promise you guys, it's totally free to like the live. I don't know what's, look at this tap, right? We want to push this out to more women. Women are out here suffering with fibroids, right? So if you care about women, right, as a whole, tap on the screen. Do you know how many women are literally, they feel as though they have no hope? They don't know what to do. They're about to have a hysterectomy and they want to have children. Like, there's so many things going on with fibroids. Hi, welcome, watching from YouTube. Okay, so I said earlier, put in the chat what reproductive health issue that you're dealing with, whether it's fibroids, endometriosis, ovarian cysts. I'm talking to YouTube and TikTok, okay? Put in the chat what issue that you're dealing with, womb issue, okay? So, Venus Williams, in case you guys don't know, had fibroids for 30 years. And her doctors have never connected her symptoms to the fibroids, which is, to me, is crazy. She had really bad, and the doctors dismissed it, that they downplayed it. If this happened to you as well, let me know in the chat. If you've had fibroids, you've had really bad symptoms, and your doctors could not connect the two, which is crazy. And she has access to world-class doctors, and she's been to over dozens of doctors, right? That's what she said in the, so every month, fibroids, okay. Every month you experience really bad periods. Let me know in the chat if you've experienced really bad periods due to your fibroids. Really bad periods. And for those that are new, watching me for the first time, I'm a holistic womb specialist, just to let you guys know, okay? What I do is I help women who have fibroids and other reproductive health issues. I help them heal naturally by getting to the root of the issue, the core root cause of the issue. Okay, I've been doing this for years, helping women heal for years. If you've been following me for any length of time, I just posted a client who has shrunk her fibroid belly. You guys see, she had a fibroid. She was a small girl, but her belly was expanded due to fibroids and hard. She shrunk that within a month. Okay, and I have plenty other testimonials like that as well. Okay, I just posted it today. So if you're watching from TikTok, you can go to my page. If you're watching from YouTube, go to the community post. We get results over here. So I help many women become fibroid free and get their lives back, okay? You said Vernell, okay, you have 5 fibroids every month. I can't leave my house for 2 days. Oh my God, Ashley. Ashley, we got you. You're in the right place. I was there too. I totally understand, okay? Hey, Angel, it's very interesting to me how many celebrities have fibroids. Yes, it's crazy. I'm looking at it from Japan. Hi, welcome from Japan. Okay, Angel, it's crazy. Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Okay, so let's talk about it. Because Venus Williams, world-class athlete, has access to the best doctors. She's suffering from horrible symptoms. She had really bad cramps. She said that it would be so bad she would be hugging the toilet. She had nausea, and I had a client that dealt with really bad nausea on her cycle. Right? It got so bad, like she couldn't handle it. It got so bad. Imagine going through this for 30 years while you are this world-class athlete, this tennis player. You're playing all, I don't know so much about sports, but she's playing, she's traveling the world playing these, in these tournaments, and she's dealing with this in the background. She's dealing with this. And there was one tournament that she described that it was so bad that her sister had to call the doctor. It was so bad, like in the middle of the tournament. She eventually was able to finish it, but it was that bad, right? So Venus Williams is 45 years old. Imagine, she's been dealing with fibroids since she was 15. Put in the chat, how many years have you been dealing with fibroids, okay? Doctors never told her how large they were, right? She was dealing with intense pain. Her anemia was so bad. I have a fibroid, but I don't have pain during my periods. You're lucky, but listen, 5 years, okay. You're lucky, but here's the thing, ladies. We may not have the symptoms right then, and I'm not wishing this on anybody, but I know how fibroids work. When we don't deal with it, eventually the symptoms get worse. So we have to, I don't want anybody to wait until the fibroids are so bad that they're bleeding every single day. And that tends to happen, right? TikTok, come on now, the likes, I don't know what's going on TikTok. TikTok, people used to just like. Now nobody wants to like anymore. What's going on? You've been dealing with fibroids for 6 years. Put in the chat, if you watch from YouTube, how many years have you been dealing with fibroids? If you watch from TikTok, how many years? TikTok, can we get the likes up? Can we get the likes up? What's going on? All you gotta do is tap. I don't know what it is. I have heavy periods. Okay, can we type on the screen? Okay, can we, I wanna, Elise, come on now. You guys are gonna learn a lot tonight. Thank you, Lynn, for liking the video. All you have to do is tap. That's it. Can we get to like at least 500 likes? Come on. So here's the thing. For years, she suffered for 30 years. And you know when her heavy bleed, her fibroid started when she was a teenager. So, you know, so when I tell women that a lot of times they've been dealing with when you have heavy cycles, when you have anemia during your cycles, when you have pain during your cycles, when you have bloating, when you have all of this, it's estrogen dominance, it's a hormonal imbalance. A lot of times they don't believe me because they've been dealing with this since they were young. Thank you, Jessica, for liking the video. They've been dealing with this, and women don't know that. No, a lot of you guys have been hormonally out of balance since you got your first period, since you were very young. This is why a lot of women that have fibroids get very early periods, right? So you had hormonal problems back then. You hit puberty early. None of that is normal. That is an indication of estrogen dominance. And when that happens, you know, the child is more at risk for things to develop fibroids later on, PCOS, all of these things, you know, all of these reproductive health issues, adenomyosis, endometriosis. That's why it's so important you catch it early. I have heavy periods. Yeah, majority of women that have fibroids tend to have heavier periods. Okay, I would say about 90%. If they don't have heavy periods now, and if they continue to allow the fibroids to go on and thrive and not do anything about them, the fibroids get bigger, unfortunately, and the periods get worse and worse. And that's what was happening to Venus as well, Venus Williams. Let's make sure to like and subscribe. Yes, please like and subscribe. It's not that hard, y'all. So she would experience crazy amounts of bleeding. Like the doctors would tell her that's normal. Venus Williams, she for years, since she was a teenager, she experienced heavy bleeding. Doctors were like, that's normal. Imagine if she has access to the best doctors. So when I tell you guys that when it comes to reproductive health, your womb health, doctors are a waste of time. Because they're either going to offer you surgery or they're going to offer you medication. They're not going to get to the root cause of the problem, and they're not going to heal you. They're not going to heal your fibroids. They're going to offer you surgery, but it's going to grow back. You have to know that. We have to understand and know that fibroids, and let me know this happened to you. Fibroids grow back after surgery when you don't, because you did not address the root cause. You did not address the root cause. When you have fibroids, you're dealing with a lot of lymphatic stagnation in the body. Your digestive system is backed up. You're dealing with liver. Your liver is overloaded. Your detoxification channels are overloaded. Your body is not naturally detoxifying like it's supposed to. You're keeping waste in the body. Your hormones are out of balance. You're also keeping a lot of negative emotions in the body because they're emotional root causes to fibroids as well, right? So it goes deep when it comes to fibroids. And a lot of women look at fibroids, they're just looking at the fibroid as the problem, not understanding that fibroids have root causes. Fibroids are just a symptom of what's going on in the body. They're just a symptom. They're not the entire problem. So when you look at this situation surface level, you're not going to really see what the issue is, and you're just going to think the fibroid is the problem. That's not the truth. The fibroid, there's root causes. What about the hormonal imbalances? What about the waste in the body? It's mental and spiritual too. Absolutely. Absolutely. A woman that has fibroids is operating out of fear, is operating out of anxiety. She's not connected to her creativity because your womb is a creative center. In case you guys don't know, it's a creative space. It's your feminine center. So when that's out of order, when you got fibroids, when you're heavily bleeding, when that womb is out of order, guess what? Our lives are also, that's a reflection of what's going on in your life as well. That's a reflection of what's going on mentally as well. Spiritually as well. It goes deep. It goes deep. When that womb is out of order, that woman is out of order. Okay, I'm not trying to say this to blame anybody, but you have to understand it's deeper than what you think. And you thinking that, oh, I'm just going to get the surgery and it's going to, no, that's why they grow right back after surgery. Thank you, Janet, for sharing the video, for sharing the live. What about with endometriosis? So we're talking about fibroids right now, but endometriosis, same thing. Same thing. Endometriosis is more so, it's full body. Well, fibroids is full body too, but with endometriosis, it doesn't just affect the woman, it affects the entire body. Okay, so it's almost, endometriosis can sometimes act as an autoimmune disorder, okay? Because it's like the body's attacking itself, okay? Hey, Marsh. Okay, so I have let's get to it. Let's get to it. And I said in the chat also to put in the chat what reproductive issue that you're dealing with, okay? But Venus Williams dealt with crazy amounts of bleeding for 30 years. She was so like anemic, and she thought that it was her she had an autoimmune disorder. She thought that was the reason she was anemic. She didn't know it was the heavy bleeding, the fibroids, right? So, and she said that throughout her career, right? You guys know she's one of the best tennis players in the world, Venus Williams. Throughout her career, her excessive bleeding, the pain, the fibroids impacted her energy. She says that she was not able to a lot of times go all the way because of her fibroids. And I see that in a lot of women, okay? They're not able to really, they're operating at like 50% of their capacity, right? They're not able to be 100% productive. They're not able to really put forth a lot in their dreams, in their visions, in their purpose because of fibroids. That was me at one time. I know how this works, right? So Venus also has autoimmune disorders. And if you guys have been following me for any length of time, I told you ladies that when you have fibroids, that means that you're estrogen dominant. What does that mean? Under the umbrella of estrogen dominance, there's a lot of other health conditions. So this is why women that have fibroids is very, very rarely just fibroids. It's a lot of times fibroids and adenomyosis, fibroids and endometriosis. Like it starts with fibroids, and that's a precursor to more health issues. You know why? Your body's in a compromised state when you have fibroids. Your body's in a vulnerable, compromised state. You're dealing with waste in the body, so you can easily get another health issue as well. You can easily adopt another health issue as well. This is why women typically, it's never just fibroids. It's always fibroids and anemia, fibroids and IBS or digestive issues, fibroids and an autoimmune disorder. So she had autoimmune disorder as well because they had the same root causes as fibroids, the estrogen dominance, yes. She also had adenomyosis as well. My daughter has had 3 surgeries from endometriosis, still severe pain and issues. That's what surgery does. I'm so sorry. Still has several fibroids now. I'm so sorry. Surgery is not the answer for for womb issues, ladies. Please like, subscribe. Thank you, Marsh. Yeah, she suffered a lot. She did. And a lot of women are also suffering a lot. This is why I did this live, because women are suffering and women that don't have the means that, Venus has, that doesn't even have the access to the best doctors, are suffering. So if she couldn't get the best care, what do you think is going to happen to you? This is why I tell women, be very wary of doctors when it comes to your reproductive health. Right? Because they all want either surgery or medication. Who is going to help you get to the root cause of the issue? Are they going to help you get to the root cause? Are they going to help heal you? Because I know me, if you've been following me for any length of time, we help women shrink and get rid of fibroids and other reproductive health issues and hormonal issues. Doctors don't do that. They don't heal. Because we go deep. We go to the root cause. And I help women heal these issues without surgery, without pain, but changing their entire lifestyle, right? That's important. So you have to understand. So Venus Williams, she said she will bleed so much, and put a 1 in the chat if you're dealing with heavy bleeding due to your fibroids, that she would wear layers. When she was playing her games, she would wear layers. None of us knew that. None of us knew watching her play what she was dealing with in the background. She would wear, because she felt as though if it seeped through one set of clothes, people may not see it. So she would wear layers when she was bleeding. A lot of women do that. She also would sometimes wear, put something extra covering on her bed so she wouldn't bleed through her mattress. A lot of women have periods that literally looks like somebody died. It looks like a murder happened. That's how bad their periods are. That is not normal. I need y'all to know. Periods are not supposed to be heavy at all. They're really supposed to be light. When they're heavy, that's an indication of how much toxins we have in the body. Okay? That's not normal. Okay, so she also was diagnosed with adenomyosis, because when you have one issue, when you have one estrogen dominant issue, you can easily get another one. So now she also has adenomyosis, which is similar to endometriosis, but with adenomyosis is the tissue that stays in the womb. With endometriosis, it's outside of the womb, right? But it's very painful. It also causes issues with fertility. You deal with the heavier bleeding. It can be very, very painful, right? So every month she would say it got worse. And her symptoms got worse every single month. The bleeding, the nausea, the pain would be hard. It got more intense. That's why I said if you have fibroids, stop waiting to heal. Even if you don't work with me, stop waiting to heal, because it only gets worse when you don't address the root cause. Okay? How can you find out if you have endometriosis? You have to go to your doctor. Okay? So it's important, right? It's important that you understand. And Venus Williams, for 30 years, she pushed through. But here's the thing, right? Until it got so bad. Here's the thing. This is what you don't want to do. This is probably why she ended up having an autoimmune disorder, as well as, also too, adenomyosis, as well as fibroids. You never want to. A lot of women follow me. They're very successful, right? They have full lives, and I understand that. But here's the thing, right? When your body is talking to you, you have to listen. I'm not saying you have to stop your life, but you do have to address your fibroids, right? You do have to address your fibroids. I had fibroids also. I had a partial hysterectomy. I now have an autoimmune disorder. I'm so sorry to hear that, Janet. Unfortunately, and this is where I want to, thank you for mentioning that. When you have fibroids, you can easily get another reproductive health issue. Now, I know that you mentioned that you can easily get another reproductive health issue, or autoimmune disorder, or thyroid issues, or even at its worst. And I talked about this in the Nanda Lewis live I did. Breast cancer, uterine cancer, ovarian cancers. Not saying you're going to get these if you guys have fibroids, but listen, you're more at risk than the average person, because your body's not in a healthy condition. You have to understand, this is why I get upset with doctors, because they're not digging deep enough and telling women the real. And you have so many women before age of 30 and 40 being diagnosed with uterine cancer, ovarian cancer. A lot of these women have fibroids, PCOS, or endometriosis, or heavy bleeding, or ovarian cysts. They're precursors to more serious issues. Y'all gotta take this seriously. This is why I say share this live with somebody you know that has fibroids. At least 5 women in your phone I know that has fibroids. If you're watching from YouTube, if you're watching from TikTok, and if you're watching from TikTok, you also need to also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll have the entire live on YouTube. Okay? Can endometriosis be healed by fibroids? Can. Absolutely. I've had clients that had fibroids and endo, or just endo, and are completely healed, and they go to the doctor, and that they don't have it anymore. All their symptoms are gone. Right? And getting rid of estrogen dominance. Yeah, you can reverse estrogen dominance. Absolutely, you can. How do you go about balancing your hormones the right way? That's a great question, because a lot of women think that they can just take a pill and balance their hormones, or a supplement and balance their hormones, right? You have to first, when it comes to, and we have, like I said, we have this information in our courses and programs, and when women work with me, but what you have to do is you have to first address the foundational hormones. You can't touch estrogen dominance if you don't first address what caused your hormones to be out of balance. So you have to first, like I said, address the cortisol levels, what is keeping the body in the state of stress, right? Because when we have fibroids, the body's in a state of stress. The cortisol and insulin, those are the foundational hormones. You can't touch the sex hormones until you address that first. If you look at the hormone hierarchy, those are 2 foundational hormones, right? And that's why my clients are able to see such tremendous results within a month. Their hormonal issues start clearing up like this, and their fibroids start like this, because we balance. And it's a full lifestyle change. It's not just you take a pill or supplement and that's it. How do we go about being a client? So I have a couple ways. I have my 6-week womb healing experience that's open. So the link is in my bio if you want more information on that. And I also have my Detoxify Your Womb program, okay? So there's 2 different ways to become a client, right? So if you want more information about that, click the link in my bio. If you want more information about our 6-week womb healing experience, we're accepting clients now. If you're watching from YouTube, go to my description box, okay? I definitely think stress caused mine to grow so huge. Absolutely, oh yes, stress triggers fibroids I'm telling you, to offset and grow, and then your body becomes in a state of stress. Yeah, you got to work on your stress. Yeah, but it definitely causes fibroids to thrive and grow. It's not just stress, but stress is a huge factor. Okay. Yes, please like and subscribe. She had to cancel. Yeah. She couldn't cancel the match due to heavy bleeding. Exactly. She had to. So let me tell you something else, right? She said that Venus was saying that she could not wave the white flag. She had to keep going, even though that wasn't a thing for her. But here's the thing: and a lot of women A lot of women do this. They push through. They even when they're suffering inside, y'all have to stop doing that. You are destroying your bodies. You're destroying your bodies. So you have to address this problem. Their fibroids are not going to go away on their own. You have to address it, okay? And shout out to Angel. Took one of my courses. Her fibroids have shrunk tremendously, if not have gone away by now. So shout out to her. I want to shout out to Angel. And she's on watching from YouTube. What if you don't have fibroids but heavy periods? You have estrogen dominance. And you want to address it before it gets to fibroids. You want to address it, okay? Or another reproductive health issue. You have estrogen dominance if your bleeding is heavy. That's a great question, by the way. So here's the thing. When Venus was 37, yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy with your results, Angel. And I just posted another client in my community tab. If you're watching from TikTok, I just posted it on my page, and I'm gonna post it on my stories later. You can see her fibroid flatten. You can see her because she had the fibroid belly. You guys know the fibroid belly due to fibroids. You can see the difference in her stomach now. And she's a small woman, so she had this huge hard belly. Now it's like damn near flat. She's like, I'm wearing my belly out, for the first time in years. And, I'm just so excited for her. I feel so much better. Yes, I would say, yes, they've gone away. Yes, but here's to being fibroid free. I know that's right. Yes. Congratulations. Congratulations, our Angel. Amazing, amazing, amazing. We have her before and after as well. So amazing. I'm so proud of you. What causes daily spotting after the cycle goes off? Low progesterone, estrogen dominance, low progesterone. So, here's the thing, hormonal imbalance. So here's the thing, ladies. At 37 years old, when Venus was 37 years old, her doctor told her that her symptoms were a part of aging. Because that's the age where they tell you, oh, it's perimenopause. The heavy bleeding, the cramps. So y'all have to stop falling for that stuff, right? And then you start to think it's normal. Okay, I'm in my late 30s, I'm in my 40s. This stuff is not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal, okay? I need you to know that. Are there certain food groups that women with fibroids should stay away from? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes. Lots of them. Because here's the thing. This is why the fibroid food diet is deeper than diet, but diet definitely is a factor. You cannot eat the same way that you're eating now. You just can't. Okay? So here's the thing. Doctors never told her that they were really big. I was diagnosed with fibroids at 25. Yeah, a lot of women, 20s, 30s, that's when they're diagnosed. Fibroids, even teenagers now. Her doctors never told her how big they were. Even though and that's weird. Even though they ran a lot of, she did ultrasounds all the time. They never told her how big they were. They were big, and they pushed her to have hysterectomy, but she refused because she knew that she wasn't sure if she wanted children, but she at least wanted the option. Y'all have to stop letting them take your womb. I don't care if it's a partial hysterectomy, same thing. Stop allowing them to take your womb. Y'all have to stop doing that, okay? Y'all, that shouldn't even be an option for you. You can get rid of fibroids naturally. Why would you allow them to take your uterus, take your womb, and then cause your body to be even more out of balance, right? Because guess what? The root causes of fibroids don't go away just because they took out your uterus. This is why they take out women's uterus, their hormones start going crazy, their health starts failing. The emotional well-being, do you understand what's going on with women that have hysterectomies? My God, you have to stop doing that, right? There was a woman that I helped that had a hysterectomy recently, even though she had that was her choice. She had a hysterectomy. Her hormones was going crazy, and she was so scared that she had cancer. But she worked with me, and we were able to get all of her. She now feels amazing. We were able to completely balance her hormones, completely also get to the root causes of the fibroids, because even though she didn't have a womb anymore, she never addressed the root causes. I tell you guys, fibroids is a full body issue. It's not just a uterine issue, okay? So when it came to Venus, and I'm using Venus as a teaching moment, right? Because a lot of women, a lot of you guys are in your careers, you're very successful as well, right? And fibroids is really putting a damper on you as a woman, how you feel, your level of productivity, you being able to go all the way with your health. Fibroids really does that. You can't even, how can you really show up as you want in the world? And I used to be there, right? When you're heavily bleeding, right? When you're suffering, how? It doesn't work like that, right? So fibroids impacted her career. She never had enough energy when it comes to Venus. And Venus was amazing, but she said she could have been better. She could have even been better because it affected her results. So imagine the pain she was going through in the background, right, of these tennis matches. Venus lost years of her life to fibroids, 30 years. This is what happens when you don't take care of them, you don't address them. And for ladies that I'm on my second surgery for removal, I hope that you don't have another one, because I keep telling you guys, they keep coming back. Y'all stop it with these surgeries. They're causing uterine scar tissue, right? They're causing more harm on the back end than good. Y'all stop it with these surgeries, okay? So it does not grow back. I mean, excuse me, it grows back right after surgery. Whether it's a month, whether it's a few months, whether it's a year. I just had somebody message me that had just had surgery January of this year, and all of her symptoms are back, and her fibroids are back. Y'all stop cutting into your uterus, okay? So it's important that I only had one surgery, but they grew back, and now I'm on my journey to shrinking. I love that. Stop slicing open your wombs, allowing them to slice open you guys' wombs over and over and over again. Come on now. Somebody I knew had 5 surgeries. Why are we doing this? They keep growing back. Okay? So Venus, she lost years of her life dealing with fibroids. And I'm sure she didn't specify, she didn't mention this, but I'm sure it got in the way of her intimate life as well. Right? Because you're bleeding, like you're bleeding, you're having to wear extra covering on your bed. Like, who want to deal with that? Like, how do you feel like a woman? How do you feel, how do you feel free in your womanhood? You don't. I wish to do a natural non-surgical. Absolutely, yes. Yes, or because the root causes of fibroids are still there, Allison. You got to do it naturally. Y'all got to do it naturally. Unless the fibroids are going to keep going. So Venus experienced 30 years of suffering. I need y'all to know that. 30 years of suffering, okay? And so many of you are going through the exact same thing. It may not be 30 years, it may be 5 years, it may be 7 years, but the same exact thing. Losing blood, losing energy, losing vitality, losing your productivity, losing creativity, not being able to operate in your purpose. Also losing a lot of times your fertility. Let's really talk about it, right? Your peace of mind, your confidence as a woman, your feminine power, right? These are things fibroids take from you. You're losing your quality of life. You're losing your quality of life, okay? So as a woman, right, and they keep those fibroids cut out and use them for testing and other things. Oh yeah, don't get me started. Oh yeah, see, when you got they do the same things to the wombs that they cut out of you. Oh yeah, y'all have to stop allowing them. When you can shrink and dissolve your fibroid on your own, why would you allow a doctor to cut you open, do such an invasive procedure just to grow fibroids again? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. Okay, so a lot of you guys are very accomplished. You've done everything right in your life, right? You work out. You try your best to eat healthy, right? You've taken the herbs. You've trusted your doctor, but that still did not work. You've trusted your doctor when it comes to fibroids and other issues. You're still bleeding heavily. You still have the fibroids. You're still feeling drained. You still feel disconnected from your womanhood, from your body, right? Because fibroids take over your body. They do. They start to, and you don't even feel like you don't even feel comfortable in your own body. You're still dealing with the fibroid belly, some of you guys. You're still dealing with the anemia, even though you've done everything the doctor told you to do. You've been offered surgery like it's the only solution, right? And you still struggle with feeling a lot of times beautiful, feminine, wearing feminine clothes, whether it's 2 weeks out of the month, right? Or every day, right? So doctors get a lot of stuff wrong. I'm sorry, especially when it comes to reproductive health. Especially when it comes to reproductive health. So I don't want you guys to feel as though you're blaming yourself, but I will say this. Let's talk about what doctors and also Google gets wrong about fibroids. Let's talk about it. Surgery does not stop the root cause. Surgery just allows for it to grow back. It aggravates your body in a way. It almost aggravates the womb in the uterus. because you're cutting into the lymph vessels. You're already dealing with lots of toxicity in the body when you have fibroids. So then you cut into your body and put your body in a more toxic state just for temporary relief. It's not worth it. And fibroids just regrow afterwards, okay? So a lot of you guys have tried DIM supplements, you've tried yoni steaming, castor oil. None of that stuff is a protocol to get rid of fibroids. None of that stuff is a protocol to get rid. Hold on, Faye, we're gonna get to it. None of that is a protocol to get rid of fibroids. You've tried. Oh my God, my body seemed like it hated me when I got out of surgery. Never again. Oh yeah, definitely. What's the root cause? We'll get to that. So random remedies also too. Let me just say this: are keeping women stuck. Like, how many times have I had clients or that came to me like, I've tried everything to get rid of fibroids, and I'm like, what did you try? They're like, oh, castor oil, yoni steaming. I'm like, that's not. You didn't get to the root cause of the problem. I'm not saying natural remedies are bad. They're not, but they don't get to the root. You need a structured plan that's going to target those root causes, right? If you're dealing with fibroids, your body has been plagued with estrogen dominance, lots of toxicity, a series of hormonal imbalances, lymphatic stagnation, even water retention, excess mucus, right? Even emotional stagnation as well, right? So because you're leaving a lot of things that you dealt with, whether they're unmet needs, pain, heartbreaks, grief, all of these things, these childhood traumas, right? These disappointments, fears, anxieties, you're keeping it in the body on an energetic level, right? So the womb also serves as, when you block creativity, you're not living in your purpose, right? You live in a purposeless life. Your body feels everything. Your body keeps score of everything. So you operate in this life just existing, not living, right? That's not, your body feels everything. So these emotions that you just suppressed, these things that you've suppressed, whether they're, just unspoken thoughts, these things that you have suppressed, your body feels that. Imagine the fibroids being grief, pain, childhood trauma, heartbreaks. This person, because you haven't dealt with them. You haven't released them, okay? Should we avoid yoni steaming? No, you don't have to avoid. You could do these natural remedies, but don't think that they're going to get rid of fibroids. They're not going to get to the root cause of the fibroid, but you can still do the natural remedies, right? But you have to, again, thank you for the roses. You have to, like I'm talking to everybody now, you have to get to the root cause of the issue, okay? So your body has been plagued by your detoxification channels in your body are overburdened when you have fibroids. They're clogged up, right? Somebody asked for the root causes. There you go. They're clogged up. So the root causes doctors are not looking at the root causes to fibroids. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. They're not looking at the root causes. They're just looking at the fibroid, and that's the problem. They're just looking at that's the problem. That's why you guys still have the fibroid, because the doctors are just looking at the fibroid, and that's it. They're not looking at the root causes. And that's why women are continuously getting fibroids over and over and over again. You don't need any more random remedies, right? So, because here's the thing, when women are like, I want to do this naturally. I want to do this naturally, which is great. But then you go the route of just trying natural remedies, random natural remedies, not getting to the root cause of the problem. So it's almost like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, like to see what works. I had a woman say, I've tried vitamin D, I've tried this, I've tried that. I'm like, okay, these things are not bad, but you're not getting to the root cause of the problem. There is no targeted plan of getting to the root cause. There is no real support. There is no system. They're just all over the place. And that's not how you heal fibroids. That's not how you shrink and dissolve fibroids. I've been doing this for years and helping women for years. You have to address the root cause. And even if you do get some results with the natural remedies, you're not going to get to the root cause of the problem, and they're going to just grow back. I guarantee you. There's women that's been on these natural remedies for 4 or 5 years and not barely getting any results. And they will say, oh, the natural way doesn't work. No, that's not true. The natural way works. You just have to know what you're doing. Okay? And that's why we have, you're welcome. We still not done. I'm going to also address what actually works when we're talking about fibroids. Okay? Share this live with somebody you know. And I want to say this too, for those that are wanting to work with me, or for those that are, maybe they're not ready to work with me. We do have a 5-day live course next week. For 5 days, from the 14th through the 18th, it's in 4 days now. I'll be teaching you every day from Monday through Friday how to get rid of fibroids. The full fibroid elimination plan protocol. From the Monday, we will talk about how to heal your hormones the right way, right? womb healing diet, right? All about what you should be eating, what you should not be eating when it comes to fibroids. A lot of women are confused. They think just getting rid of chicken is going to do it. It's not, right? We'll also talk about adopting a fibroid-free lifestyle. So all the habits in your life should be conducive to you getting rid of fibroids and staying fibroid-free and being in balance, right? Because your habits are important. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, I'm going to give you the full framework of how to get rid of fibroids. Something that I have clients that I charge thousands for, like when I work with my clients. You're going to get that in the 5-day live course, okay? So if you haven't registered and you have fibroids, what are you doing? If you've been following me, you know about it. So it's called Eliminate Fibroids Before 2026. It's for women that are serious. You've had fibroids for years. You're tired of suffering, serious about getting rid of their fibroids. If you want to have more information about it, click the link in my bio. If you're watching from TikTok, if you want to know more information about it, click the link in my description box, ladies. Okay? You get lifetime access to the replays once you join. Okay? It is $9.97. We also have Stripe. We also have Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm. It's life-saving information. You can use this 10 years from now, 20 years from now. You can use this for your daughters, right? It's important. So I'll be teaching that. So nervous system, what actually works when we talk about fibroids, okay? First of all, the program works. Absolutely, the program works. So I'm not going to ever do another 5-day live course again. This is the last one. So you guys take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. I'm telling you this right now. Take advantage of it. Okay? Eliminate fibroids before 2026. Okay? So what actually works when we talk about addressing the fibroids? Number one, you want to do nervous system stabilization. We're going to talk, that you get your body out of a stressful state. We got to shift the body into a parasympathetic state because that's where it could heal, right? You want to open up your detoxification channels, and that does not mean just do a detox for a week. No, it's deeper than that. Your body should be detoxifying itself every single day, okay? So you have to activate the liver, the lymphatic system, get the toxins out of there, right? Unclog that stuff so the body, these elimination organs can function efficiently and be able to keep toxins out. That contribute to fibroids and other health issues. Okay. Also, you have to have some type of nutritional framework, right? You gotta eat womb healing foods. This is not about diet fads. It's not about starving yourself, but you have to eat womb healing foods, a womb healing diet. Okay. Also, too, emotional release. We do have to do inner work. When I'm working with my clients, and we're going to talk about that at the 5-day life course as well, how to release these heavy emotions, these emotions from the body, right? How to release this stuff that you've been holding on to from the body. This is why my clients work with me. They not only feel physically lighter, they feel emotionally, energetically lighter as well. Because all this stuff they've been holding on in their body, right? Operating in this. It's about a root cause. You have to get to the root cause of the problem, okay? And when it comes to healing, like getting rid of fibroids, it's not about just trying harder. A lot of women are like, oh, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try this. They have like all of these products and it's not about that. It's about the work, getting to the root cause of the problem, right? Addressing the root causes, targeting so that you're able to target the fibroid and creating an environment in your body where fibroids can thrive. Creating an environment in your body where fibroids cannot thrive. That's it. That is because fibroids cannot thrive in a healthy body. It can't. It won't survive. They will shrivel up and die, right? It cannot survive in a healthy body, right? So I said it earlier, working with me privately starts at thousands. And this is why. Because I don't just do service level wellness work with women. I help women save their wombs. I help women. Do you know what that means? I help women save their wombs, right? Preserve their fertility, avoid surgeries, invasive, painful surgeries, cancel their hysterectomies, right? Stop years of heavy bleeding, years of horrible menstrual cycles, right? Which gives them a better quality of life. Preserve their fertility. And also, we've helped many women get pregnant who have went years with, not being able to get pregnant, being infertile, tried everything. We've helped women in our programs get pregnant and also reclaim their purpose and their feminine power, right? This is life. I don't think you guys understand how important the womb is and how important the health of the womb is. So the work that I do is life altering, is legacy protecting work. That's why it costs, upwards thousands to work with me privately, because this is not light work. This ain't light work. Women have not just, like I said, got rid of their fibroids. They've also changed their lives in so many tremendous ways, right? Because they found their purpose. They started operating their purpose. Because when you don't have these tumors and draining your life force, you'll be surprised about what you can accomplish in this life. When you have freed up your womb, when you have really, like I said, when you have released a lot of this energetic stagnation, you'll be surprised about how your life can turn around. I have one of my clients right now. She was during the BET Awards or whatever. I don't really watch that stuff, but like, she was interviewing celebrities. This is somebody that literally was stagnant in her career. She's in film for a very long time. Was able to do that. I had another client who was working with me she was bleeding for 6 months nonstop. Bleeding for 6 months nonstop. Not only were we able to stop the bleeding and help her dissolve endometriosis and adenomyosis and cysts and get rid of all of her symptoms, not only that, right? She was able to leave her nursing career, something she'd been wanting to do for years. Leave her nursing career and start her own business and be damn I'm talking about start her own business and get clients before she even launched. Have people inquire and sign up before she even launched. So when you operating in your purpose, when your womb is healthy, and that's going to reflect back into your life. That's going to be a reflection of how your life is. Your womb is a reflection of what's going on in your inner and outer world. Your womb is a reflection of, so if your life is chaotic, if you have stagnation in your life, if you're not able to, like I said, move forward, you feel stuck in life, your life is overwhelmed, look at that womb. There's a reflection right there. Look at that womb. Okay? A lot of you guys don't understand how deep womb work and healing your womb really is. Okay? So I help women change the trajectory of their life. Not just getting rid of fibroids is deeper than that. Yes, that's part of it, but change the trajectory of their life, operate in their in a higher version of themselves. Right? So I want to help more women before 2026 become fibroid free, become endometriosis free, become free of cysts. Okay? So we are having our 5-day live course, Eliminate Fibroids Before 2026, Monday through Friday. Like I said earlier, and if you guys want to ask questions, go ahead. It's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Even if you're not able to be there at that time, if you're outside of the time zone, if you register, you will get all the replays. Okay? This is for women that are serious about healing their womb. The information you're going to learn here, you have not learned there. You have not got it from your doctor. You haven't got it from Google. You haven't got it from TikTok. I guarantee you. Because if you did, you would have been fibroid free. I'm teaching you how to be fibroid free. How to address the root causes. Our fibroid elimination protocol that has made hundreds of my clients become free of fibroids and other reproductive health issues. That's become endometriosis, adenomyosis, ovarian cyst, even heavy, horrible menstrual cycles, right? Have also got their lives back. Okay, so it is $9.97, our 5-day live course for those that are serious about doing the work. Okay, somebody asked me earlier about hormone healing. We're talking about that too. You cannot get rid of fibroids without healing the hormones, without balancing your hormones, without restoring hormonal balance in your body. You can't do that with supplement. You just can't. So we're going deep next week. Anybody have any questions? Because this was a really important live. I know I gave a lot of information, but I wanted to really address the Venus Williams situation. 30 years dealing with fibroids. That's a lot of women. Maybe you haven't been dealing with fibroids for a lot of years, but for a lot of you guys, it's been 5 years, 10 years, 7 years, 2 years. That's too much still. And I don't want you to go decades dealing with this stuff, right? So even if you don't work with me, work with somebody that can help you address this naturally, okay? And that actually has results. Okay, that's another thing too. Okay? If you haven't checked out our recent client results, be sure to go to the community tab. If you're watching from YouTube, go to the you go to my pin post on TikTok and the post that I just posted. We have receipts, and they're long. Okay, so that's just the ones that I'm allowed to post. Can I rewatch this live? You can. So you can watch this. You can watch this live if you go to my YouTube channel. And everybody on here should be following me on YouTube as well. Click the link in my bio. Go to the YouTube channel. I'm also streaming live from YouTube. So if you go to the live stream section, September, I said it earlier. Okay, you're gonna have to watch the replay. I've addressed that earlier. There's several root causes. I've addressed it earlier. Okay, go to the live stream section, and we also have many videos, hour-long videos, just talking about the root causes of fibroids. So go to the live stream, go to my YouTube channel, go to the live stream section of my YouTube channel. Okay. Any other questions of things that I had not addressed earlier on this live? I just joined the live. I have a large fibroid. Okay. So what are we doing to get rid of it? What are we doing to naturally get rid of it? Okay. Thank you so much for the thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much for the hearts. I appreciate it. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Listen, this should make 2025 the last year you deal with fibroids. Make 2025 the last year you deal with fibroids. I have lots of questions. Firstly, we do recognize there's a problem. What do you mean, Mimi? I'm not understanding your question. If you have lots of questions, let's ask them, because I'm about to get off of here. Make sure that if you're watching from TikTok, be sure that you're also on my email list. Join the email list. The link is in my bio, because I won't be on TikTok forever. TikTok should join the email list as well. Get on our YouTube channel, because there's going to be a time where I'm only streaming live from YouTube. Get on our YouTube channel. The link is in my bio to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Anybody have any questions? Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it, Janet. Anybody have any questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace, okay? If you want to work with me, the 6-week womb healing experience is open. It's open. The link is in my bio. If you're watching from YouTube, the link is in my description box. Listen, let this be the last year you deal with fibroids. Don't allow fibroids to go on for 30 years, for 10 years, for 5 years. Come on now. You should be... let's improve the quality of our life going forward. Okay. Anybody have any questions on the 5-day live course that's next week? Anybody have questions on that? Because I don't see no questions. Somebody said they had lots of questions, but you haven't asked one. What's going on? What's going on? Okay. I don't see any questions. I'm going to say this. Get rid of these fibroids, improve your quality of life, get your womanhood back, heal your womb. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Okay? It's not a joke. If you want to work with me, you know where to find me. The link is in my bio. The link is in my description box. Okay, join the email list as well. All right? All right, ladies. All right. You guys have a great night, okay? You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye. Bye, YouTube. Uh-oh.